going on, Jerome's? So yes, everyone and their mom is really excited about J.J. McCarthy, Big John McCarthy, the future franchise quarterback of the Vikings, and we'll love him, and we'll pet him, and massage him. He's a naughty little quarterback, and then... All right. But what about the dude who's also on the Vikings, who is chasing J.J. McCarthy in the spot and put a pretty damn good hit on him, too? So enter one, Dallas, quarterback Burner Turner. That will work on that. I kind of like it. I feel like we could do better. But Dallas Turner, drafted by the Vikings, number 17 overall, climbing the board to go get him, and I love it. I absolutely love it, man. And I will love Danielle Hunter forever, but it's great that he gets to go home to Houston. It's great that he gets to be part of a great team. It's great that he's in the different conference, but also he returns to U.S. Bank Stadium. But Dallas Turner... I mean, the Vikings have had some pretty damn good edge rushers in their time, but the Vikings spending a first-round pick on an edge rusher for the first time in a long time, Erasmus James? But I think the Vikings will have a legitimate superstar on their hands, and it's really just really good because I do feel like Turner is forgotten a little bit, and that's what happens like when you secure your quarterback of the future, highest quarterback drafted in franchise history, number 10, but also you got to respect Kwesi maneuvering, and I'm sure that Flores was like, hey, Kwesi, hey. Also, they did their due diligence, bringing Turner in on a 30 visit. He fell in love with the team. He fell in love with the organization. He fell in love with the facilities, and now we got him, man, and looking good. And he is going to wear the 1-5 with the Vikings, which is fantastic as well. And we've been over the bio, the 949 RAS, so undersized but super speedy, super athletic, super getting after it. True junior, coming out of Fort Lauderdale. Consensus All-American 2023. We all know that story. 10 sacks last year. It's great. But the question is, what specifically does he bring to the Vikings? So number one, youth. Yeah, it turned 21 in February. And also, so the thing about youth, and we talked about that before, it means that you're still growing physically. Now, there's exceptions, but generally, a player is going to peak physically at 24, 25 years young. And that's important, especially for a position like edge rusher. And also, if they're looking to add weight to Turner, it's a lot easier to add good weight at 21 versus 23 or 24, and also 35. Now, you're really good at putting on bad weight at about 35. Not that I would know a couple years ago. Also, exceptional length. So his wingspan is in the 88th percentile, and he has 34 and 3/8 inch arms, which frankly would be okay for an offensive tackle. So he's got that going on for him. He's able to long arm tackles, able to keep blockers off of them, and that's what really blends into his skill set because. Yes, he is undersized. Yes, there is some strength issues there, but I mean he gets in there quick with his speed and mass times force times acceleration or whatever the hell it is. So even though you have a smaller defender, he's coming at you like a freight train. He's getting into your chest with his long arms before you can get into his, and he makes it work, man. He absolutely does. Also, rare speed and bend, like we said. 4.4 640 is legit. Plus, it's not like he's a workout warrior. It's not like a Vernon Golston or a guy who just looks good at the combine but literally cannot play football. But his 4.46 is legit because he's got great agility. He handles and turns the corner like his Tokyo Drift, and also 18.8% pressure rate in 2023, which is. It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn amazing, man. It's insane. Also, he did all of that last year without Will Anderson, opposite of him, because that was a knock on Dallas Turner 2021, 2022. I was like, oh, he's only getting those sacks and those numbers because Will Anderson is on the other side taking up all the attention. No, Dallas Turner is his own man. And Will Anderson even said himself that Dallas Turner is going to be better than him. And that's high praise coming from a guy who's already one of the best edge rushers of the game, reigning defending defensive rookie of the year. Also, strong hands, 10-inch hand size, large hands, does not smell like cabbage, and also their clamps. Like you see that he's very adept at using his arm length as well as his hand strength to use that to his advantage. So he was able to play. Well, first off, I feel like his height actually helps him play with better leverage, and also the speed as well as the grip and removes. I think everything is just. It's just good, man. Also, he's developing at setting the edge, and He doesn't get as washed out as much as I initially thought, and a lot of the evaluators think. Just going back, because we glanced at his tape against Michigan, as well as the Iron Bowl, and it's just like he's really damn good. Like it's not a spot where he's unwilling, and also the fact that he's generally lined up in a wide 9 technique, so extremely wide off the tackle, that does help him. Plus, a ton of stand-up experience. He played about 67% of his snaps standing up last season. So I think that, initially we said that maybe he'll just be a rotational pass rusher guy. I don't know if that's the case. I think he may be on the field and be a true 3-down player, and that's fantastic. Also, hardworking, very coachable. I got rave reviews from Nick Saban, as well as Bama defensive coordinator Kevin Steele. He's a guy who's going to put in that work. He's going to be humble. He knows what he doesn't know, and he's very coachable, and he will listen. And also, Mike Pettin take over as outside linebackers coach for Mike Smith this year. I mean, Mike Pettin has developed some very good edge rushers during his time with the Ravens, as well as with the Jets. So I think that it's a great spot for Dallas Turner, working with Pettin specifically, and also Flores as defense coordinator. Plus, his frame could add weight. So he's 6'3", 247. But 247 at the combine means that he probably walked around at 235 at Alabama, but could probably easily get to 255, 260, within 2 or 3 seasons, and probably not lose much of that speed or agility as well. But I mean, the Vikings, this is why you go BPA. And the Vikings had the opportunity to jump up and get Turner, who I love Latu. I love Verse. For my money, as a pure pass rusher, Turner was numero uno in this draft class. And also, I mean, this draft class is weird because if you look at the board, I mean, it wasn't so much as like, oh, Dallas Turner is an elite. No, Dallas Turner's elite. Like, Dallas Turner in most drafts would be a top 10 pick. But the fact that there was so many good receivers, a potentially historic receiver class, not to mention 6 quarterbacks in the top 12, great run on tackles as well, and he just got pushed down to 17. And for that, we thank you. But, I mean, you got Grenard, who's going to be on the edge. And also, Grenard's going to benefit because I actually do feel like Grenard benefited from being opposite of Will Anderson, ironically, with the Texans last year. So Grenard and Turner opposite of each other is going to be beautiful. Also, Van Ginkel, so yes, he could be on the edge, but also, yes, he could be off ball. Yes, he can do a lot of things. And I think that there is going to be so many mixing and matching in the middle of this defense next year. Like, I think that you'll find a spot where Grenard, Van Ginkel, and Turner are all 3 on the field a significant amount. And also, I think that Jihad PJ2 will get some work as well. Maybe Gabe Murphy will get in there. Who knows? But that's on top of Cashman and Pace Jr. obviously getting their reps in the middle. So I'm really, really fired up for what Will Anderson is going to bring. And yeah, he does seem like the forgotten guy because of all the hype and hoopla around the quarterback, but you shouldn't sleep on him, man. I think in short order, I mean, the Brian Burns comps are there. And I think that very quickly, Dallas Turner will become one of the best speed rushers in the game. It's awesome, man. It's fantastic. But your thoughts are thoughts. What Dallas Turner brings to the table for the Vikings, let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. Blah, blah, blah. You guys know what to do. Skull, production value.